Welcome back to WHIO Reports. Thanks for joining us this morning. Today we're getting ready for the new school year. Our guest on the program, Bonnie Smith, a member of the board at Crayons to Classrooms. The group's executive director is Steve Rubenstein. He's here as well. Marilyn Croker, the principal at Patterson Kennedy School here in Dayton. And Marilyn, we'll start with you. Okay, parents now, they know that school is coming right around the corner. The kids just don't want to think about it sometimes. How far out should parents start talking with the kids about, okay, let's get ready, get your clothes ready, look at schedules? What do you tell people? How far out should I be thinking about that?
Well, they should have already started the talk.
I'm already behind.
And today is the day to start then. Effective preparation really supports success for your child throughout the year. And so we start with, what are we going to need for second grade, third grade? And usually parents have received letters from principals and classroom teachers with a supply list, and go through those lists and make sure that, you know, if you can, make sure that those items are in place. Many schools are uniform schools, so you need to make sure that the appropriate uniform is prepared, but not all schools, like my school, is not a uniform school, so we're just encouraging you don't have to buy new things, but just that you're clean and you're prepared for first day.
Bonnie, from experience, I know you could probably speak to this issue, is a lot of this mental. I know I go through it with my own kids. Getting them ready, getting them talking about it, getting them physically ready, but talking about it seemed to help.
It really does. It pays for parents to be excited about the first day, because if the parents are excited, the children are excited. And I used to start with, even with my own children, talking about, oh, I can't wait for the first day. You know, who is your teacher going to be? What kind of activities will you do the first day? What will they serve for lunch? Because, you know, lunch is really important. And maybe there will be new playground equipment. Recess will be exciting. And when you come home, we'll color, we'll help you do your homework. Parents play the most important role. Parents are the first educator of any child. So we can't diminish the importance of what a parent can do.
I want to get everybody's opinion, and we'll start with you on this end, Bonnie. The importance of, this is something we did at our house that somebody recommended, is mom or dad, don't just go to the store. The two or three things with that list you're going to pick up that day. Don't go by yourself. Take Junior with you. Do you recommend that?
Yes, I do recommend that.
So involve them in the process.
Involve them in the process. It's ownership. It belongs to them. You want them to take responsibility for care of the products that you're going to purchase. Lots of money will be spent on school supplies. You know, you don't want your child to come home the first day and say, I lost them or I gave them all away. That happens, and then you have to go back out and repurchase. So you want to begin to teach them responsibility for the items that are being purchased and how important it is to their learning and to their success.
And Steve, you probably see that the need is so great out there. Teachers on their end, if the kids don't bring the products with them to school, teachers fill the gap.
Well, yeah, it's unfortunate that the task of providing these supplies to kids that can't afford it oftentimes falls to those who are least likely or able to provide it, and that's the instructor, the educator. And that's what we're trying to solve, is trying to help a little bit by alleviating that out-of-pocket expense.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask, if it seems to me like things are, although it does help with far in advance, those lists, now they're in the stores. I saw one in the store just the other day. You could just go over, pick it up, and go, oh yeah, I was here to get bread or milk or whatever. I think I'll go in the school supply section now. So that's much, much simpler. There's really no excuse for anybody to forget about it. Being able to afford it, that's an issue though. These things are expensive. It's
a major issue. And that's why we are so appreciative of Crayons to Classroom giving that support directly to teachers, which directly impacts students, because some of the activities are detailed activities, and the first supply list doesn't cover everything that a teacher's going to do in the classroom. So that opportunity for the teachers to go in and see other additional tools that will help students with specific activities is very beneficial.
Steve, how do you meet the need? We've talked about how great the needs. I can just see at your school, for example, there's probably a lot of kids who are not going to be able to bring everything with them, especially when you get a little bit older. You're talking calculators and a little bit more sophisticated actual equipment. How do you meet that need? Because it costs a lot of money to do that across all districts.
It does. It's an expensive situation, and just imagine, you know, if you get this list and you look at it and you think, you know, there isn't many of these things that I can obtain. So you know from the beginning that your child is going to school without the resources available. So what we're trying to do is to help augment that need. We're fortunate that we have a great cross-section of corporate support across the community. A lot of our products come from direct corporate donations. Right now, what we have going on is several what we call school supply drives across the community, both in offices, companies. We have a great program going on currently right now with Croker across all their stores in the market. So that's a way that we can get people involved in the program. If you're shopping at a Kroger store in the month of August, you know, drop in an extra, you know, packet of pencils or glue or whatever, and that will help, you know, stock the shelves in our store. So that's just one of the many ways that we get the supplies.
And I get the sense that as parents are buying things for themselves, they might have an extra 50 cents, $1, $2. They'd be willing to help out if they knew the need was there. What's your take on that?
I think that that's a good way for the parents to teach their children to make a contribution also. That it's not always, you're not always on the receiving end, but that you're on the giving end, and that helps other children, and parents can tell them, everybody is not as fortunate as we are. So we're going to help some other family to be prepared, another student that might be in your classroom to have their supplies also.
So where are we going to see those barrels? Those are literally going to be in Kroger stores all around the Miami Valley, or just limited ones here?
All 20 Kroger stores in this market will have a container that's marked. There'll be a sign that will direct customers to say, if you want to participate, you know, drop something into the container. Those that are underway at workplaces, that communication is going out within their offices or their workplace to participate. If it's in an office building, again, there's usually some sort of communication that's going on within the tenants, you know, to participate. So we have a pretty robust campaign underway, and hopefully that will help stock the shelves.
You think that as parents are out shopping for themselves, they may not even think about other families until they see that in the store. What do you think?
Well, I know when I do my personal shopping at Kroger, when I see that barrel, I know that I'm going to pick up something and put in that barrel. I no longer have school-age children. However, having been an educator for the number of years that I have been, I know the importance of young people not having what they need. And it breaks your heart to stand before a classroom and see 2 students go without. And so you're not going to let them do that. You're going to give them whatever it is that they need. And so it would help if members and families of this community would simply drop something in the barrel as simple as a pack of pens or a tube of glue or a pad of paper. Anything that's put in those barrels will be put to use.
And those are located within the store near the school supplies, or where could I find it?
Well, it depends on the time. There'll be a sign, I think, probably within the department, if you will. But typically it's at the checkout area, you know, as you are paying for your groceries. It's usually somewhere in that general vicinity.
Okay, and if people are aware of it, they want to find out more information about your program in particular, they can either go to our website at WHIO TV or then click over to your website as well. That is Crayons to Classrooms?
Correct. And I believe it's also on your community page as well.
Okay, very good. We're going to take a break here, come back and talk more about this program and getting kids ready for the classroom. It comes faster, sooner every year, it seems. You're watching WHIO Reports here on News Center 7. Back in a bit.